create. Like, he called this thing the improviser, and he would just use a few different rates of music to be able to create something. Like you have an ostinato, which is like a recurring idea, and then you improvise over that with something different. So that's kind of more of a technical almost approach besides what Antonio kind of showed. So yeah, even if you don't think you're creative, I think, this idea of left brain and right brain people, I don't think there should be a huge divide. Obviously people are more, or have more tendencies to be more like, they like math better, or they like art better, but even within those things, I think there's a creative element in everyone, and there's a creative element in every side of what you can do, or they can be. Yeah, so just some more pictures about taking risks, and I think taking risks should be widely accepted by people and not looked down on as much as it is. Like taking a risk that could change your whole life, and it might not work out or something like that. Like Dan did, he invested his whole life into making drums and being a full-time musician, and it worked out for him. And he took that risk initially, and he wasn't afraid to fail. He wasn't afraid of what people thought of him, and he turns into this really, really awesome thing. So next, I visited this company called SJC Drums. That was a really cool experience because they have an opening for more job. They're going to move factories in a couple of years, so I'll go to college next year, and then the next summer or the summer after that, I'll be able to apply for an internship with them, which I've already talked to them about, so I think it's hopeful. But these guys build, these two drums are for, bigger names. They build drums for bigger name companies, for bands such as 21 Pilots or Green Day, if you know who they are. So it was really cool to see that and just meet the guys behind the craft and how they started. It's a really cool experience. So I think that's part of my future, is what I want to do. If not SJC, that's just a good stepping stool for what I could do with drums. So as you can see, they build a lot of drums, and this is just one partial room, and they have a huge factory of drums and assortment and whatnot. Really creative work. So kind of to end this whole year of mine, I'm putting on a night of worship. It's Friday, May 5th, so that's next Friday, from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock here at FRCS and the PAC. So you're all invited, and if you want to invite anyone else, you can do that if you want. I have some cards to give out. If anyone wants to take these, you can come up and get these. Just kind of the same thing, just so you can see. But yeah, that's it. So if anyone has questions, feel free to answer. Or I'll feel free to answer.
Did you ever get mad at your mother?
Oh, never. Cool.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So where is that drum company that
The SJC, they're in Massachusetts. So they're going to stay in Massachusetts when they move factories, but I think it was Dudley and Southbridge, one of the two. So yeah, that's cool. Mm-hmm.
So when you're at the top of your game, how long should it take you to build this set?
Okay. Taking it from what Dan, the guy I learned from, did, he builds maybe 2 or 3 like full sets like this a year, and then he just builds multiple snare drums for people a year. So I would say almost around the same time, maybe 200 or so hours for one set. So it took me about 100 extra hours just learning. So I would say around 200 hours for one. Yeah. It's a big process. Sarah.
If you could rebuild the entire set, would you change anything?
Wow. I don't think so, because seeing them now, it's like they're not perfect, like I said. You can see on the inside there's like little parts that are messed up or something. So it really adds I can tell like those are really cool. I almost like them better than just the perfectly made drum set, that they're my first ever, So I don't think I would, but that's a good question. Yeah.
What are the names again?
What? This is Frank. This is Billy. I don't name the kick drum. You can name the kick drum if you want. Or that one. I just have Frank and Billy.
Sarah?
Yeah, Sarah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah. Cool, that's it.
All right, good
Thanks.
job.